Welcome back to my channel. Let's cut and sew this A-line dress together. I have my fabric of 6 yards African print. I have this velvet bias, my measuring tape, my scissors, my chalk, and also my ruler. On this part, I already have 1 inch for zipper allowance, and the fold of this fabric is my hip divided by 4 plus extra 6 inches. Hip divided by 4 plus 6 inches. Then here is the front piece. So the back piece is 1 inch longer, wider rather than the front. So it's 1 inch wider than the front piece because of the zipper allowance at the back. So from the front piece, that's the folded part, I'll measure my shoulder measurement divided by 2 plus half an inch. I'm working with shoulder of 15 inches divided by 2 plus half is 8 inches. I'll go ahead to measure my chest line. My chest line, I divided my bust by 6 and added 1.5 inches. Then from the shoulder again, I'll also measure my bust point and also the waistline and connect that into a straight line. Then I'll come back to the shoulder measurements. What I have on my shoulder, I'll measure same thing on the chest line. So we will have our armhole line. Then I'll mark 1 inch for shoulder slope, then 3.5 inches for the neck width. So I'll connect this shoulder slope to the neck width. So the back measurement, I'm working with 1.5, while the front I'm working with 4.5 inches, and the slit at the front is 3.5. So all together at the front I have 8 inches. So I'll connect the lines of the neckline. So on my armhole line, I'll divide my armhole line into 2, so I can connect the back armhole first. But before that, I'll measure my bust divided by 4, the bust measurement divided by 4. Then I'll mark my back armhole first, and on that midpoint of the armhole, I'll come out, then I'll come in by 0.5, then connect the front armhole. Then after this, I'll go ahead to measure my bust point, the same thing I had on the chest line. I'll mark the same thing on the bust point. So I'm marking 1 inch for sewing allowance and 1 inch for ease, so that is 2 inches additional. Then on my waistline, I'll do the same thing. I don't want the waist to be too loose, so I'm adding 0.5 inch for ease and 1 inch for sewing allowance. So on this hem part, the hemming part here, remember we are going to add extra inches for, I'll add 12 inches for the remaining part of the length to make it complete. That is the gathered part. So on this hem part, the hemline, I have my hip divided by 4, then I'll add additional 6 inches, then connect. So from the waist, I'll connect it down to the hemline, to the tip. So this is what I have for the front. I'll cut the back neckline first, then I'll go ahead to cut the shoulder slope, then take off the back armhole, then cut the other part. So I noticed that I did not connect from the waist parts to the hem properly, so I adjusted it so that the A-line shape will come out properly. So this is what I have start cutting. So the length of this gown, the total length I'm working on is 56 inches. So I have 44 inches length here. Then I'm going to add additional 12 inches to make it 56. So here on the back part, I'm removing the zipper bulge. So I'm removing 0.5 so that when I add my zip, it will not bulge. So I'm done cutting the back part. Here is the front. I'll cut the front neckline and the front armhole. So this is the center front. I will just slit it by 3.5 inches. Yes, for the front opening. This tie has high neck, both the front and the back, so it depends on how you want the neck high. So I'm going to mark my pocket where I'll fix my pocket. I'm just coming down by 1 inch from the half length. So you can place it wherever you'll be comfortable with. So on this down part, I will add the additional 12 inches to complete the full length. So I'll make sure I have the crease line for the center front so that I can mark the V shape that we have there for the bias. So this is the front. I've opened it, and from that shoulder line I'm coming down by 5 inch towards the armhole. 5 inches from the shoulder to the armhole, 5 inches. Then because of this neck opening, I'll come down 2 inches below the opening. 2 inches below the opening because I'll use facing to turn it, and I don't want the bias obstructing the facing. So I mark 2 inches below the opening, then I connect that from the center front to one part of the armhole, then from the center front again to the other part of the armhole. So I'm going to do this. I'm just going to mark the remaining length of this fabric, that is from that 2 inches below the neck opening. So I will mark what I have left on the full length of this front piece. So when I mark this, I measured 35 inches. So I'm going to divide this 35 inches into 7 because I've already marked one and we needed the bias design to be 6. So I'm going to mark 7 inches for the rest, so it will complete 6. After marking the first line, that was the 2 inches below the neck opening, and I measure all I had remaining on the full length of the fabric. I had 35 inches. So I marked 7 inches, but I made sure I did not get to the hem of the dress because we are still going to attach the gathered part. So here I am marking 5. I marked 5 inches on the side, but when I connected this, I can see that V part, the V effect, did not really come out. So I did not bother to measure it again. I just placed my ruler on that 7 inches I marked at the center front. So once I place my ruler on the 7 inches and I slant it towards the side, so it gives me this V shape. And whatsoever I mark on one side, I'll measure it on the side of this fabric and measure it on the other part. so it will be equal. So you can see that the first line is okay. The second line, the V did not really come out. So I will try to adjust this. So the V part comes out before placing the velvet bias on it. So I'm just placing the ruler at the middle point, then I'll tilt it toward the side, and whatsoever I have on one part, I'll measure it on the other side and do the same. So the purpose of doing this is when I place the bias on it to sew, so that V part will be able to come out and it will be neat. So this is what I have marked so far. So I'll place this bias on one part of this V part, and when I want to cut, I'm not cutting straight, I'll slant it. You can see the way it is slanted. Yes, so that we will not have any rough edges on the bias part. I'll make sure I put the one on this right part underneath it, then I'll put it under, and I'll fold that first one on top of it. So after folding it on top, I'll pin this down so it doesn't move. So once I'm done doing this and I see that it is perfect, then I can now cut the remaining piece of this the bias and I'll sew it down. So once you fold the middle point inward, then you place the other part underneath, it will come out neat. So this is the second line. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm trying to forward this part, but I believe you will get it just like you are seeing it on the screen. So you place the one on this right part here, you place it under the other one, then you fold that extra, that little that you have that is extra on it, you fold it on top. You can see, just fold it and pin it, so by the time you are sewing, it will come out neat. So please, I hope you understand this part. If you have watched up to this part, please do well to like my video. You can share for others to learn, and also please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. So I'll go ahead to sew this. I'll first sew one part. So once I sew to that midpoint, I will gently, because I had removed this pin, so I'll gently sew it to that midpoint, to that V part, then lift the machine foot and continue sewing towards the other edge. So we have two parts on this bias, so I'm going to sew the other part as well. When I sew it towards that V part, I will make sure I tuck it inside properly so it will come out neat. Then I'll let the needle of the machine be on it. Just lift up the foot of the machine, tilt it towards the other side, and continue with your sewing. So this is what we have, and it is very neat, and that folded part is not showing at all. So after carefully sewing all the 6 steps, this is what I have. So I'll go ahead to add my facing. I'll add the front facing and also add the back facing. So I added these paper sticks so that the opening, the slit, will not be falling off whenever this person puts the dress on. So after sewing this is what I have. So on the back part, on our zipper line, so I'll bring the back together, the two pieces, and on that zipper part I'll sew it straight down to the hem. Then I'll iron the facing. So I want this facing, I don't want it flying off, so I'll use hemming gum. So this is what I have. Here is the front part. So I'll make sure I iron this part on low heat, and I will not iron the velvet bias so it doesn't melt with the iron. So I've fixed my pocket, and here is the A-line sleeve. It's just an A-line free sleeve I'm adding to it. So here's the two pieces of the sleeve, and also this is the gathered part. So I needed 12 inches to complete the full length. So with sewing allowance at the top and hemming at the bottom of it, I added 1.5 inch. So altogether here I have 13.5 inches. So this is the outcome after adding the gathered part to the dress. So I've sewn the sleeve also. Please, if you like this video, this tutorial, please do well to like, do well to share, and please bless my channel with subscribe. Thank you.